everybody.
Hey.
Bienvenido y
Oh,
welcome.
welcome.
Welcome
Yes.
back to the another edition
Hey.
of Broken Heads with your, you're my friend Adam and me.
Adam
Something
and
like
me.
that.
Hey, Adam and me. Know what I mean?
Rodney, I missed you, buddy. I miss you and I miss Sam Kennison, and I know you both were friends too.
Well, sometimes my wife misses me, and you should see where I put her.
Does she miss you or
Oh,
does she miss your
oh,
checkbook? Now you're Andrew Dice Clay.
yeah.
Little boy blue. He needed the money. Oh! Jack and Jill
Oh,
went up the hill, each with $1.25. Jill came down with $2.50. Oh!
oh, yeah. That was the best back then, man. That was the
It
best.
was because, he was so anti-establishment, right? He people like him and people like Two Live Crew, it was so against what we were supposed to hear, right? I mean, granted, this country is extremely PC take compared to what it was back. Imagine if that stuff happened today.
And yet
You
that
wouldn't even hear
was
it.
like 30 years ago. You think
Right.
it wouldn't? It makes no sense that it
No,
would
it
not
would have been
be
censored. It would not have made it.
so
Like, if
stupid.
people's feelings would have been hurt, you know?
Well, Josh, I'm glad we're here for another episode of Broken Heads, and I think you called this meeting. This is an
I did.
emergency
It was.
broadcast today because you
It
had a
was.
couple of stories you wanted to share, and I'd say why not dive in?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to share one story. Something that I experienced yesterday. I've been on this planet for a long time, Adam.
Yeah.
Over 40 over 40 years I've
Yeah.
been around. So,
Okay.
I'm kind of stuck in my ways. I do certain things, and I've never had to pay the price until something happened last week, and it crescendoed yesterday. So let me give you a start with what happened.
This should be good.
I took a shower,
Hmm.
just like everybody else does.
Morning,
Okay, this was evening.
an evening
I like to
shower.
get in the bed clean.
That's a great call. Yep.
Yeah. So I took a shower, did my typical shower duties: soap,
With your new
shampoo,
soap, with Dr.
exfoliate.
Sasquatch soap.
I use my Sasquatch soap and my
Shameless
pine
plug.
tar.
They're not paying us yet.
And I got out of the shower and I toweled off. I got myself as dry as possible. What's the one thing? Let me see where your head's at here, because maybe you don't do this. But when you shower, you get out of the shower, you dry off with a towel, right? Your hair is dry, your face, your skin, your junk, your butt's all dry now. Is there anything else that you need to dry before you call it a night and say, okay, I'm good to leave the bathroom?
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously you've done the bulk of it by getting out of the shower with
Let me
the
give you a
towel,
hint.
right? I know. I was gonna get there. Can
Well,
I
I'm going to
build it up
get there.
just a taste?
No, you cannot. This is
So,
my story.
so obviously, once you towel off, the only final step is to clean out your ears.
Exactly.
They're the
Clean
only thing
out
still wet.
your ears. They are. It's one of those things where I grew up not doing this, but when I got married, my wife has been doing this all her life. So it became a routine of mine, and
Yeah.
then it turned into why I wasn't I always doing this, because when you get out of the shower, if you don't clean out those ear canals, it's just that you're walking, the wind's blowing in, it just doesn't feel right. It's like you're missing that step of just dry ears. It's annoying.
So yeah. So the first thing I do, I go right to the sink. I'm going right to the Q-tip jar. I gotta clean out my ears.
That's the first thing. You don't even like towel dry off?
No, first I drip dry. I do my ears and then I towel off.
Do you drip dry in the shower stall or do you step out?
I'm just kidding. I towel off and then I
Okay,
do the
so you were
ears.
lying to me.
Yes, I was.
I'm trying to
sorry.
be serious here, and you want to play games. Is that what
I'm
you're doing?
sorry.
Playing games?
I'm sorry.
Oh, Brian Mills. When we learn? When we learn? I know you have a specific set of skills when it comes to
I do.
taking a shower and such. But anyways, okay, so you do go right to the drying of the ears with said Q-tips, and it's something that, as I said, that I've done for the past 30 years, anyways. Okay, so as I'm doing my right ear, right, no problem. I always cognizant of not hurting myself, poking my eardrum. Boom, out. Other side of the Q-tip, go to the left ear, and so all of a sudden, nothing hurt, but immediately I lost probably about 40% of my hearing capacity. Immediately.
What?
Yes. So I can still hear, but like I said, it's like 30, 40% of what I was normally hearing out of my ear is now gone.
Yo, you're scaring
Okay.
me right now. I thought this was gonna be a funny story, man.
Well,
The
I mean,
fuck?
again, it's I think this is more of a, FYI moving forward, especially as we continue to grow old.
Hey,
Our bodies
I
become
think
a
we all have some horror stories, although this one might take the cake. You basically
well,
went
could be.
deaf.
So, well, again, it's not. I can hear enough to where because I've been before. I remember I went swimming one time a couple years ago, and I went under the water, and I came up, and the water got caught in my ear, and I couldn't hear it all, and that was so annoying because you hear everything in your head, and then you have hearing still in one ear, and it's all disorienting. It's really
You know
fucked
what
up,
that
and
reminds me of, by the way? Side note, Jason Voorhees drowning at Camp Crystal Lake as a child, and he's the only one who can hear himself drowning. Help me, mommy,
yes.
mommy. He's the only one who can hear. He's like all like he's all discombobulated. He's dying.
But wasn't it because the other counselors were having sexual relations?
They were making love while that little boy
Making
drowned.
love.
That's correct.
Making love. And by the way, teenagers don't make love. They pound.
I think from a older woman's perspective
That's
that
right.
that
She doesn't want to believe anything. They were making love when my boy died and slowly drowned.
yeah, I think that was good wording for her as an older woman to be used for that
Yeah.
movie as so long ago. It was
Okay, so I'll
fitting.
buy that.
Anyway,
So anyways, boom, just like that, I've lost 30 to 40% of the hearing in my left ear. Well, again, it's not crazy enough till like I'm freaking out. So I'm like, I'll go to bed and it will fix itself in the morning.
did you
Okay.
tell your wife, babe? I don't know, something happened.
I
Did you
don't think I
do?
did that night. I think because it wasn't crazy like enough. I'm like, I can't hear,
But there
uh,
was,
diminished
yeah.
capacity of hearing. Yep.
I'd be like, yo, babe, something's up. You
Listen,
didn't say anything.
I'm a giant baby when it comes to anything medical. Like I put things off. I'm stupid. I don't want to look things up. I don't want to
I
whatever.
get it. I get it.
So now it's Friday. I wake up and it's the same thing. It hasn't changed at all. Okay.
Dude, I'd be
So,
freaking out, man.
but again, it's not over the top where you can't hear anything. So I busted through. I'm like, well, it will fix itself. If I did something with the Q-tip, maybe I push something and it will spring back or whatever.
Yo,
So,
you took the Q-tip out and like only like half of it came out.
well, it's funny you say that because after I went through this ordeal, I went online and I was looking at videos, and I guess somebody did that with a Q-tip. He put the Q-tip in, and then the whole
Yeah.
cotton piece got stuck in his ear. Listen, but it gets worse. It got stuck in his ear, got bacterial infection, and actually, there was a pus sac that formed inside of his brain
Oh my
because of
God,
this.
dude.
I saw this is all legit. I saw it afterwards. Thank
Ugh.
fucking Christ. Okay.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
now it's Friday. I power through Friday. I'm like, whatever, it'll get better. It's annoying at
Babe,
this point,
dinner's
but it's
ready.
not. Like,
What?
Huh?
Are you talking to
What?
me?
Sinners ready? What? I don't know what you said.
Who's
So
calling me?
I power through Friday, and now it's Saturday, and now I'm starting to get a little bit concerned.
Wait, all right. So this is still going on. It's Saturday, you wake up.
Yeah.
You're still.
Yes. Yes,
Wow.
indeed. I know.
Wow.
I know. So
Do you tell Teresa at this point? Sorry to keep cutting you off. I'm just
yes,
trying to.
I did. I said I let her know, but I didn't really. I don't know if I said it was from the Q-tip from the start. So, anyways, what I
Try
did
to
was I'm
belittle
like,
it.
maybe it's like a thing where it's like a nasal passage thing. So I know what I'll do. I'll go buy some Sudafed. Right, Sudafed's made to for like nasal passages and whatever. So
Well, actually, not a bad idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the doctors actually were impressed in what I did, trying to
Yeah, no,
get these things solved.
as a
So
semi-doctor, I would agree with that.
thank you, sir.
Yes.
Anyways, so I went and bought Sudafed, and I took that Saturday and Sunday. They're like 12 hours, and I took 3 of them total, I think, between Saturday and Sunday, and there was no improvement on either of the days. I was just hoping I'd wake up and make, oh, there you go, I'm good, and nothing. So Monday comes now. Now Monday, it's the same thing, and I'm getting real concerned, right?
It's 4
Like, it's not
days.
fixing. Sudafed's not working. I'm like, all right, but again, it's still not crazy enough to go over the top. But plus it was Father's Day the past weekend, so I had to go see my dad, and I had my mind was able to be pulled away, and I was
Happy
distracted.
Father's Day, Father.
It's like I'm like falling down.
I love you. Wait, I
I've
can't.
lost my sense of balance. Got vertigo. I'm like,
What's wrong with Josh?
what's wrong with the boy? So I finally goes through and I'm thinking like maybe something happened. It's now Tuesday morning. Right. I'm trying to remember because my brain, again, I'm getting old. I forget these things. So now it's yesterday.
Yesterday,
And
yeah.
I
that's right.
went now. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. This is not right. It's not Sudafed. It hadn't improved at all.
So scary.
And so I start going online,
Oh no.
and which is like the worst thing you can do, right?
Yeah,
It's like
I know.
don't self-diagnose. But
We're all guilty.
you know, everything I saw, especially with the Q-tip, was like, hey, it's wax buildup, and you probably when you stuck the Q-tip down your canal, it shouldn't go in more than like an inch.
Yeah, I
at
agree.
most.
You got to be careful.
And if you go down too far, you can push that wax up against the eardrum. And at that point, that's what I thought I had. But I also read, yes, I also saw several things, and I've done this before, by the way, where people use hydrogen peroxide, and they'll put a couple of drops in the ear, right? And I've done this before with Teresa back when I was young.
Okay.
And so I'm like, all right, let me just try this, right? Like it's not going to hurt me. So and best case scenario will fix my ear. So I get out of bed and she puts the drops in. And by the way, after I looked at it, like the peroxide was from 2016. It's like, and they say like after a year, you should throw it away. So it's fizzing, but it's not going crazy, right? But I'm sitting there, I'm kind of like praying, like, please, I want this to move ahead, and it's all gonna come out. I'm gonna feel all good and happy again, yay! And she left, so she put the peroxide in, and she left. And after like 2 or 3 minutes, I'm like, okay, this is it, this is the win. And I put the little tissue, I'm like, done, and I felt it all come out, but then suddenly I had no hearing in my ear, zero.
What?
Now, I've told you before that I had a problem when I went in the pool with water, and actually it happened at Disney World. I would have gone into the pool, and I got water in my ear, and I couldn't hear for like 3 hours at Disney. It was horrible.
Oh, my God, dude.
So I'm like, well, okay, not only do I have like probably wax problems, but now I've got friggin' hydrogen peroxide somewhere in my goddamn ear. Like, what the friggin' hell? So,
yeah, you're doing like science experiments on your ear.
I know. I'm like, I got potatoes hooked up. I'm to like a clock. I'm like, my eardrum is running a battery, and I slack on my boss. I'm like, hey man, I got ear problems. I'm checking out today. So I try to, and again, this is the.
What do you mean ear problems?
I'm deaf. Ear problems. You're out today. I'm like, you need to type louder. I can't hear you.
Yeah, exactly.
So everything now is online, right? So I try to book an appointment with my primary care physician online, and that takes about an hour or so, right? And then they get back to me and say, well, how about tomorrow at 9:30? And I'm like, well, I can't hear out of my ear.
My God.
Yeah, I'm like, if that's the best you can do, then that's fine. But then I really rather get this fixed today.
How long has this been a problem?
I'm like, and I did. I said that. I said, well, I like to get this fixed today since it's been going on since last Thursday.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's no response, and I say, you know what? Screw you, primary care physician. We've got friggin' urgent care facilities around here. I'll just go to a friggin' urgent care.
True.
So I wait a couple of hours just to see if it got fixed. I'm laying on this side of the pillow. I'm like trying to hope it will work its way out, and nothing changes. And I'm like, that's it. I'm going to the urgent care. This is happening. I'm doing this shit now. So I get in. I drive the whole way there. I almost ran into a cop who was doing some friggin' road work, like holding up a sign, because like when you're just out of it, when you can't hear anything here, you got the radio on, it's coming on in this side of your ear. It's just everything's fucked
Ambulance
up.
coming by. You don't know.
Yeah, like, no, what's going on? So I finally get there. I put on my mask. I'm like, I walk in. The lady's like, stop.
Hi, there's a deaf person in the lobby.
It's like, why are you here? Like, I can't hear.
Did they do
She's
that?
like, oh. So
she's like, they stopped you like that?
Yes.
COVID.
They had like right when you open the doors open up, there's a desk right there with like surgical masks and fucking sanitizer, and she's like, stop right there.
Yo, you like can't hear, right? So you're like, I gotta find the room. I need to go in.
Every time I'm going like this with my good ear, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
What?
they're all yelling at you and you can't hear them. And they're like, they finally
Like,
stop.
don't move, we're gonna shoot! No! What do you want to make my ear?
Yeah, that's straight out of a movie. That's like John Candy right there, man.
I know, it was so funny. I was like, okay. And
that's
finally
funny.
she's like, oh, you just want the urgent care. I'm like, yeah, I want to fix my ear so I can hear.
Why did you just say so?
So she has to get up and she has to like go and enter me in. And I've been there before. And normally we do this, but she has to put all my information in the system. And then she's like, okay, you can go over and talk to this guy. So I have to do the whole billing information crap and get through that nonsense. Finally get done with that. And I go over to the waiting room and like, this is where I just bought a coffee. I'm like, well, should I go outside and try my coffee? How long is it going to be? And then they put this woman in a wheelchair,
Oh, no.
maybe 6 feet in front of me, maybe. Okay. And I heard the lady say, I hope you feel better, as she walked away. I'm like, fucking, what are you doing? You planting a bomb here? You got a fucking COVID-19 right in front of me?
What does that
You
mean?
kidding me? Like, put her away. Oh, like pen him
Kill
up.
her.
Put him in the special wing. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna get sick coming here to fix my fucking ear.
Yeah.
So not like 30 seconds after I'm realizing this, and there's a sick person in front of me. They come out and like, Joshua. I'm like, yay! And I
Did they
get up.
really
I
sound like that? First, I'm sorry. Did she sound like that? Joshua?
No. If everybody sounded like this, it'd be a messed up world.
What did
Joshua?
they do?
Joshua! Now tell us, Joshua, why are you here today, Joshua? Oh, hey, here, I'm here today. I'm looking for Minnie, and I got some problem with my ear today.
Where does this
Gorge.
happen? Yeah, it's so funny.
And so, you know, where I think of Goofy, though, I think of the one scene that we always do in Breakfast Club.
No, you. That was the
You know I'm
best.
here. So
You know why I'm here.
she opens the door, escorts me back. She goes, we're taking the first door on the left. I'm like, okay, fine, get in. Blood pressure. I tell the nurse everything. I realize too, like the nurse doesn't want to know like everything that's going on. She just wants to know like what's wrong. Joshua, why are you here today? Well, here's the thing. Like a fool, I used a Q-tip last Thursday night, and I know you shouldn't stick it in. She pulls me in, like I said. She sits me down, does the blood pressure thing, checks the blood pressure, asks me what's going on. I tell her my life story. She's like, I just need to know why you're here. I'm like, oh, because my ear, I can't hear.
That's she literally was like, cut to the chase, please.
No, but I realized after I told her everything, she's not typing it in.
That's
She's not like typing all this stuff in.
She's
But
like,
then again, why does a nurse need to know? Like the doctor, the next person who comes in is the one you want to tell her everything
okay,
to.
but all right, put it like this: when you go to a real doctor's office, whoever like takes your stats, she got the computer right there. He or she,
Right.
and they're like,
Yep.
why are you here today? And she's prepping the doctor. Like, what the
Right.
fuck?
So that's twice now I told my whole story. I told the story to the stop lady, and then I
That's
told
low
the story to the first person that brought me in, the nurse.
I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm the janitor. What did you need?
I can help you something. I'm a janitor. I'm also a senior VP of sales. I'm one job does everything.
What the fuck? They're so dumb.
So she leaves, but this has only been now. I've been there pretty quick. I will say that. I mean, I got in and out of the whole place within probably 30 minutes, which is
Probably
freaking
longer
awesome.
probably shorter than this segment will be, but keep going.
Probably very much so. I keep on going like this. So she leaves. The doctor comes in, and she's a nice lady. I tell everything, right? I'm like, I told the whole story. She's like, okay. I'm like, yeah, it's probably earwax buildup. But I'm like, I'm not going to self-diagnose. It's for you to do. So she looks at my ear and she goes, oh, yeah. There's a whole wall of wax in there. It's like, oh, okay, cool. But it's kind of weird because people who go on and like watch like the blackhead popping stuff and it's a whole segment of people that like weird stuff like this.
Yeah, I hear you.
And like I said, we'll post a picture at the end of this. You're gonna see what I saw.
Oh, good
because
call.
I'm like, I have to take a picture of this.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Oh,
And
God.
we'll warn you, it's gross. It's water with a lot of wax and it's discolored. Anyways, so she comes in and she's like, okay, what ear is it? And I'm like, fine, there's this one. And she puts this like shoulder diaper on this shoulder, right? So this big long thing gets wet. And she has me hold this little thing to my head that's going to collect all the debris. She fucking puts tap water, warm tap water. It's not medicated in any way, into the fucking thing, into the spray bottle, and comes over and she says, okay. Now, there was one concern that if my eardrum was perforated or damaged, they might have to actually have it operated on. But that would have been a lot of pain. And when they had been looking around my ear, I didn't hurt at all, so I wasn't too worried about that. So she started spraying, and I'm feeling the water come in, go out, and it's like all of a sudden, dude, it's like the fucking Red Sea, like Moses, like, and I heard like fucking perfect, like just like that, boom, back to normal hearing, like, oh my God. And she's like, oh, there's so much. She's like, wow, there's a lot in here. And I was like, I know, I was like, ew, but ooh, I want to see, like, ew, but ooh, it's mine. Ew, I want to look at it. So
make a candle.
So I take it down and look into it, and it's like the water is now discolored, and there are 2 or 3 like big chunks of wax that are, like fucking that big, whatever. You'll see the picture.
Dude, I need to like flush my ears, man.
Well, here's the thing. So
my
after
God.
she did that, right, she said, okay, how's your other ear? I'm like, oh, it's fine. I wish I had told her to fucking spray it, because the hearing in my ear now that got flushed is better than the fucking other ear that never had a problem. Like, it's noticeably better. So, I mean, I paid for it. I wouldn't have been charged anymore. I should have said, hey, give it a couple of sprays. Go ahead and clean it out.
Yeah.
But the doctor had said that wasn't that bad. But it's still like, the hearing this year that got sprayed is fucking so much. On the way home, listening to radio, I'm like, everything sounds better. The birds, I'm hearing from fucking miles away. It's crazy. I like it freaking super hearing now.
Hey, at the end of the day, it all worked out, and now it's an improvement. It sounded like you could have been deaf.
So that's what you're looking at. It's pretty gross.
That is disgusting.
Some great editing you did, by the way. I'm glad you got that in there.
First of all, don't ever show me that picture again. I'm going to show my wife after this.
Look what came out of Josh's skull.
He's disgusting.
It's disgusting. All right, folks. Well, listen, we appreciate you, coming on. I hope we didn't gross you out too much. But any questions or comments, please let us know. Don't forget to smash that subscribe bar.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe, and then the link will be in the description. T-shirts are on the way.
Yeah, don't forget T-shirts. And if anybody hears this, you have to have a story like Josh just said.
That's right.
There has to be some shape or form, similar style story about Q-tips.
There you go. There you have it.
Thanks for tuning in.
So until next time, folks, this is Adam and Josh signing off from the original Broken Heads. We will see you soon.
Peace.
Whoa.